Well, Damon, Simon, thank you so much for your time today. I said to Simon I was completely blown away by the documentary. You know, it's brutally honest, doesn't shy away from much. How important
Whenever
was
I
that?
do anything, people always say it's brutally honest, but I think that, I don't know why that happens to be, but it's there's no point in doing something if it's not going to delve into things that matter. I think that's what is in the film, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, it's important to get the story out. I think the thing that we wanted to do at Caption, and so we started this sort of journey after the Canadian Grand Prix. I think it was 2018. It might have been 2017. But we started talking about it, and we were talking about sports documentaries and the ones that we liked. And obviously, Senna was around at that time, and I think that had set the benchmark, kind of thing. And Damon just pops up with, "Oh, you know, my story's pretty good." I was like, "But yeah, it's hiding in plain sight in front of us." But you
were sitting there thinking, "Who could do?" I'm sitting opposite you.
A world champion stand right there.
Exactly. Maybe that sort of thing. But I mean, it was a long road to get it.
Yeah.
And all credit to Simon for persevering and getting Alex on board. And it really was a long road, wasn't it? To get the pieces to join up.
Yeah, we had to. There's a lot of the issues with making sure that we could get access to the archive, because incredible family archive that we've got, but also it's hard to get films financed these days, particularly when you're a small independent company. And on the other side of that, Damon had sort of faith in Sylver Entertainment, myself and Victoria, who started the company. We were only very small, and I think we just all believed in the story, and we've been friends since we started working on Sky F1 since 2012, long-suffering golf partners, and we thought, right, we want to get into this and tell the ultimate story and tell the family story, because that's the most important thing.
Did it just feel right, like having Simon bring this project to you along with also Alex Holmes?
I think the point is that knowing Simon, and I think the trust you have to impart to the people doing the work is very important, especially if you're going to deal with very personal things. I have to feel that I was comfortable, and I think that have been proven correct in that. The Simon and Alex have been very, very thoughtful and brought out the best, I think, out of the story, and especially my wife is involved in telling the story, and because sort of close with his family, things are private, and you have to know what to share, but you have to trust that the people are going to be sensitive. So my faith has been proven right in choosing Simon to do it.
Was it a cathartic experience also, bringing up a lot of trauma? Do you feel it maybe brought you closer to your dad in a way?
No, I think I had thought that I'd been through enough study and analysis of all that experience, that life experience, and I've written a book and everything, and that it would be something that wouldn't affect me. But even retelling the story, when you are asked to talk about that experience and the night that we lost my dad and stuff, you can't detach yourself entirely from the emotions that are there, and also Imola, and also being in Formula One and so forth. You relive it by retelling it, and in some ways you want to kind of put it to bed. So I'm glad the film's been made. I probably won't have to be able to opt out of talking about it now forever. But it could be the final word.
Was it a personal experience for you, Simon, compared to your other projects like Schmeichel and Maiden?
It's a labour of love, right? I mean, we make films. It's not very often you get to make one about a friend of yours. So therefore, it's kind of, everything Damon said is correct. We had to go on this journey, and we started it, go through the whole process of selecting who we thought would be the perfect director for it. And Alex Holmes, who's made Maiden, and he's BAFTA award winning. He's just a really intelligent filmmaker, and I think he got Damon's story immediately, and then was insistent on bringing in a female editor called Cynthia Baldassari, who did McQueen. And I think the fact that they had the male-female combination in the edit suite, it pushed us towards thinking, you know what, it is in essence a family story, a love story, and we then all collectively took the decision to, despite having interviewed him, and then we're going to have to break it to Sir Jackie Stewart, Ross Brawn, Adrian Newey and Patrick Head that they've not made the final cut, because we just wanted to do it through the eyes of the people that lived it. And whilst they did live it, they were one step removed from it. And I think that was Alex Agencia's vision as well, as much as anything. It was to make sure that actually connected the audience with the subjects, and I hope we've done that.
And I mean, I did not have editorial input at all. I mean, it was literally the director chose the way he wanted to tell the story, and so I think the thing that's fascinating for me is that you can look at someone's career and life, and you can choose to tell it in a multitude of different ways, and that's so it's not my work. I'm the raw material in the film, and I'm not. It's not my film. It's Simon and Alex's film.
Yeah.
What I'd love to know, looking back in the era that you raced in, some unbelievable drivers at that time. Looking at the current crop and the current cars, what, I suppose, piece of modern car would you like to have had in your time, like DRS or something like that?
Oh, I don't think I'd like to drive the cars they can't be drive. There's too much to do. I mean, I get confused easily, so there's too many buttons and simple. I liked it in my day. The car was very simple, and when the lights went out, I could go off and no one would talk to me for about an hour and a half.
That's all you did it for.
I just got away. I managed to get away from everybody, and so nice and peaceful in the car, the helmet down. But now you've got to talk to people, and it's broadcast, and it's you got to remember which buttons to press. I mean, forget it. I could.
I mean, they're massive. These cars now. They're so big, so heavy. It's. They chuck them around, obviously, but not as much as they used to be able to chuck them around.
They're very heavy, but they got tons of downforce. They're very complex and sensitive cars to drive. I don't know what they like to drive, but I mean, ultimately, a driver, you put him in any era of any car, and they will be quick. The quick guys will be quick. They'll work it out. They'll adapt their style to suit.
Simon, how do you think Damon would do against the current crop of drivers?
I know what he's like, because he's had the opportunity to do a few, and I think, having finished your career and finished it in one piece, whenever you go out, you want to push it, but it depends. I think you'd do absolutely fine, because I've driven with him in a road car, and so even then you go sometimes when you go around the corner. Okay, same with Johnny Herbert. I mean, all of these guys used to drive in those times. They will scare the living daylights out of you when you're in a road car. And it's for them. It's nothing.
I can imagine Damon like in a Nissan Micra, just tossing it about.
I think we've probably been in a Nissan Micra with some of the
everything's got its limits. Even a Nissan Micra. Yeah, you take it to the limit.
You can tell, like in your eye, you've still got that kind of competitive nature about you when you talk about racing and
competitiveness is a contagion. I don't know where you can't get it away from it. You want. I get wrapped up in watching the races because I'm sort of vicariously in the race. That's what I'm doing. I'm not just sitting there watching it. I'm sort of in the car, and you have it in you. There's no way of getting away from F1. Unfortunately, I keep trying.
And just one final question, if you don't mind. Testing's underway at the moment. What are your thoughts? Hamilton seems to be doing quite well. Who's your prediction for for this season coming?
You cannot read anything but from testing.
Yeah. First rule of testing.
Yes. Yeah. First rule of testing is it's opaque. You can't tell.
No. But that said, I do think because it's the last year of these regulation changes, the ones that kicked into gear in 2022, it is I think it's going to be tighter than we've ever seen. And I think it's a question of thousands. That's what they're thinking. I think Ferrari and McLaren probably have the edge at the start of the season, but you never write off the other two, either in Red Bull and Mercedes. And I think with Adrian Newey arriving at Aston Martin on the third, and Andy Cowell, they've built a dream team there, and Lawrence Stroll is throwing money at it, and I think it might pay off.
And Verstappen's going for that elusive fifth title.
Yeah, well, bet against him.
Well, guys, Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. You know, best of luck with your film screening and its release.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey,